सतनाम श्री वाहिगुरु साहिब जीओ। मृग तृष्णा गंधर्व नगरंग द्रम छाया रच दुर्मते हे। तते कुटुंब मोह मिथ्या सिमरंत राम राम नाम हे। मृग तृष्णा गंधर्व नगरंग द्रम छाया रच दुर्मते हे। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। साध संगत जी, सदगुरु Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji is blessing us once again with their Amrit Bani, Har Har Teri, Sun Sun Hova, Param Gat Meri. Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, our Guru, आज्ञा पई अकाल की तभी चलायो पंथ, सब सिखन को हुक्म है गुरु मान्यो ग्रंथ। साध संगत जी, in every occasion of our life, whether it is of birth, of marriage, of education, of Amrit, any of these things, and then finally the fifth sanskar, Antam sanskar, Mritak sanskar, we always take the sanctuary and the support of Gurbani. Bhai Jagraj Singh Ji, a Gursikh from our time who many of us have had sangat and company of, was someone that was dedicated to Gurmat, to the Gurmat da Prachar. The mission of their life, for the latter part of their life at least, was Sikhi da Prachar. And they achieved and they accomplished a lot with Gur Prasad, with Sadhguruji's grace, with Sadhguruji's Kirpa. These duties are allocated, they are predestined, they are written on the forehead, Jina to Sadhguru Sahib Ji ne Pavitra Seva Leni Hundiya. So for that reason, as per the Khalsa tradition, Salok Sehaskrithee di Katha ਹੁਣ ਸਵੇਰ ਦੇ ਵੇਲੇ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਆ। ਸ਼ਾਮਾਂ ਨੂੰ jaitsree ਦੀ ਵਾਰ ਦੇ ਦੋ ਸ਼ਲੋਕ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਆ। ਆਓ ਬੜੇ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ਲੋਕ ਸਹਿਸਕ੍ਰਿਤੀ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਸਰਵਣ ਕਰੀਏ। ਸਤਨਾਮ श्री वाहिगुरु साहिब जीओ। मृग तृष्णा गंधर्व नगरंग द्रम छाया रच दुर्मते हे। मैं कल भी बेनती की सी, I requested and I informed all of you that this katha in itself has very intricate and spiritual meanings. All of Gurbani, ਦੇ ਗੁਹਜ ਭੇਦ ਅੰਤਰੀਵ ਅਰਥ ਅਧਿਆਤਮਿਕ ਭਾਵ ਅਰਥ ਬਣਦੇ ਆ। Each line, each word of Gurbani has countless meanings. We will never be able to fathom all of those meanings, but great Gursikhs of the past, the Sampradaya, has blessed us with a multitude, lots of different meanings of the same Bhakti, of the same Shabad, Rahau, Siri, words that a person would think that they only mean one thing, mean several things. The word Vaheguru was translated by one Gursikh Mahapurush to have 500 meanings. In my library, I have the text that contains at least some of those meanings that are written in Sanskrit according to the knowledge of the Vedas. So we are performing simply the akri, the simple arth of this Bani. Previously in my own city of Bristol, the Sangat requested, did a hukam ki is Bani Sehaskriti di vichar kiti jave, and it took the best part of a year of weekly divans. So aao bade prem de naal sarvan kariye। Hari Lal te Krishan Lal puchde ya Maharaj, if Moh and if Maya is a negative, if they are bad, why do we still feel attracted to them? Mrig Trisna Gandharva Nagarang Dram Chaya Rach Durmatehe. Sadhguruji gives 3 examples. The first example is of a desert mirage. A desert mirage for Mrig Trishna. In the area of Rajasthan and other desert, sandy, hot areas, dry areas, there are said to be some deers. Those deers go in the desert and eventually they become thirsty and they look around for water. And the mirage is such that when the sun reflects on the dunes of the sand dunes look like waves naturally, But when you are so dehydrated and you are hot, deers and even humans, I suppose, begin to hallucinate and they see water in the desert. And in Indian literature, this term Mrig Trishna is used as an example that the deer would gallop, it would speedily run, it would go and jump and overcome any hurdles on the way and speedily arrive at what it thought was the water plain, where there was a lake, where there was greenery. But all this was a mirage, that was an hallucination of the mind. When the deer eventually arrives there, it looks around and it can't find it. It looks into the distance and it sees another mirage, another area, another island, and it runs again and eventually it exhausts itself and then it dies. This is the first example, that Maya is anhoi prateet hundi hai. It's never actually there. Kade hai hi nahi si. But it seems like it and we're all running after it and exhausting ourselves. The second thing is Gandharva Nagarang. Gandharva Nagarang is another example. Jait de Mahine, in the month of, let's say, February to March, in the jungle at night time, the moonlight, it is said to cause such an illusion that you see a whole city in the barren, ruined forests, in a derelict place where no one lives. You see a great abundance of people. You see a whole bazaar, a whole market. Now, there's a story to this. Harchandauri is another phrase that is used in Gurbani. Harichand was a great king, and through his virtues, he wished to take all of his village, all of his kingdom to heaven when he departed from this world. So he took everything on a vehicle known as a bibar. He took some donkeys inside of it as well. And animals, as you know, for those of you that have pets, when we travel, they begin making noises, they look around. And as this bibar was ascending into the heavens, this is a mythological story in the Vedic scripture, there was a donkey that was making noises. Now when that donkey made noises, Hari Chandaraja became arrogant that I've even been able to salvate, I've even been able to redeem and free donkeys. And as soon as ego came about, he fell, but he didn't fall to the ground, nor could he ascend to heaven. And he is said to be in limbo. That Nagri, that whole society that he was taking with him, is supposed to be in limbo. And during the month of Jait, when there is moonlight in the sky, people that are lost in forests, people that are lost in any derelict space are supposed to have illusions or hallucinations of this Gandharva Nagaran, of this Harchandauri. But when they actually get there, there's nothing there, there's nothing to buy, there's nothing to sell in this bazaar. The third that Maharaj Sahib says is Dramachaya. Dramachaya is the shade of trees. I know in the United Kingdom, when property agents that sell properties, sell houses, when they sell houses, they often write on the details that this house has a south-facing garden. I think that's considered the best because for the part of the UK that you live in, the south has the most sunlight. So a south-facing garden will have the most sunlight in the day, in the daytime hours. However, shade is always moving. Shade never ever stays the same for the whole day, naturally outside. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj's Jivan Leela, Ape Sukham Ape Sthula Lakhi Na Jaye Nanak Leela. Once while Satguruji was a child, they were lying underneath a tree, under the shade of a tree. The shade of all the other trees moved, but Satguru Sahib Ji's shade, the shade of the tree that was comforting Satguruji, that tree performed seva to the extent that it did not allow its shade to move. But for the rest of us, Dramshaya, shade moves and we become attached to Maya, but Maya, Jaki hai Shaya, it is like the shadow of God and it will always keep changing it. Raj Durmatahe, by moving away from Gurmat and attaining bad habits, that's how we have become so afflicted with this moh. Tateh kutamb moh mithya, Simrant Nanak Ram Ram Namehe. We have become so attached to this false love attachment of our families. In the Hafsabad Janam Sakhi, very old Purani version of the Janam Sakhi, Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji arrives at a city to a house of two Sikhs. Their father was an elderly gentleman, and he was always scolding his two sons that you are lazy, that you do not work and you do not make money, you have not earned what you have received in your inheritance, so you don't appreciate it. And in that way, when Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji came, they saw the elderly man, the father of the two Gursikhs, and they said, Ki Baba Ji tuhanu mukt kar deiye, shall we give you your blessings? And he said, Maharaj, no, I don't really want your blessings, because unless I scold my children, they are going to waste all of my fortune, everything that I have. Very shortly after that, when Guru Sahib Ji left, Guru Sahib laughed and they said that you've come into our vision, Sadi Kirpa Drishti vich ta aa gaya, but because you have so much attachment inside of you, it is going to take some time to redeem, to salvate, to free you. Now, a few months later, that family had a bull through which they used to plough their fields. That bull died, and he was thinking of that bull, and eventually he passed away too, with that thought in his mind. So he was reincarnated as a calf to the cow, and he was growing up, and he became the bull. 3 years later, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji came to the house again, and they said to the two sons, where's your father? And they said, he's passed away, he's died. And then Guru Sahib Ji said, bring that bull. So they brought the bull in front of Satguru Sahib Ji, and Satguru Sahib Ji said, Kidda Baba Ji, hun thanu mukt kar deiye, shall we free you now? And he said, look, Maharaj, my worth is 400 rupees. I know it's difficult living as an animal. However, if I die, then it's going to cost them another 400 rupees. So I don't think that is a good idea, and I'm happy the way I am. Satguru Ji laughed and they went away. After some time, that bull died and it was reincarnated as a dog. When it was reincarnated as a dog, then after that it lived as a dog. Satguru Ji returned and they said, bring the dog. And they said to the dog, Ki Baba Ji, hun thanu mukt kar deiye. He said, no, because we have a lot of money in our house. I guard the house whilst everyone is sleeping carelessly at night, so I don't want to be freed even now. It is hard being a dog, but so be it. I need to protect my family. Satguru Sahib Ji said, fine, that's fine. Then after that, because he was constantly thinking about money, the next reincarnation transmigration that he went through was that of a snake. Now by this stage, his sons had children of their own, so he had grandchildren. And one day, because snakes in India or across the world, they are said to guard places of wealth, of treasure. So he is guarding and he lives around the holes near the safe of the house. And one day, he sees that his grandson is lying in a cot, his baby infant grandson. And he gets attachment, he gets more. But sapanda ki moa, what is the attachment? What is the love of a snake? The love of a snake is to sting. So he went to what was in his mind to caress the baby, but he went to sting the snake, to sting the baby. And when people saw that this snake was coming towards the baby, they immediately killed the snake. After that, he was reincarnated as a small insect. An insect, a parasite that lived in the dirty sewer water of the house. Now Satguru Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji came again with Bhai Mardana Ji. And they said to Bhai Mardana Ji, pick that fly, pick that insect out of that dirty water. Bhai Mardana Ji said, it is full, that insect is disgusting, it has dirt on it. Satguru Sahib Ji says, just place it in some clean water and bring it to us. So it was kind of cleaned and brought to Sadhguru Sahib Ji. And Sadhguru Ji is seen having a conversation, and he says, yes, Maharaj, I've understood now. Attachment never brings any happiness. So, Tatahe Kutamba Moh Mithya, Simrant Nanak Ram Ram Namehe. It's our choice whether we want to be freed by doing Simran of Ram Ram today or in the future. Nach Vidya Nidan Nigbang. If we think we are very blessed by having a great abundance of education, there are many more people that are educated more than us. If we think we are very virtued and very talented, there are people that are much more talented, have many more virtues. And if we think that we are a great Kirtani or a great Abhyasi, then there are people that are very much talented, very much more spiritually elated than we are. Nach means not. So, Nach Rag Ratan Kanthang Neh Chanchal Chatur Chatur. There is no thing, Nach Rag Ratan Kantan, nor do we know how to sing the correct rags according to the time and the children of the rags, Rag Ratan, so the jewels of the rag, Sri Rag Kantan, nor do we have a great voice, Neh Chanchal Chatur Chatur, nor are we very agile, fast, nor are we very clever. That cleverness lies between monkeys. Pag Uddam Labdyang Maya Nanik Sad Sang Khal Pandit He. Through that Sad Sangat Ji, Pag Uddam Labdyang Maya, it is only through great fortune that we attain Maya, the true wealth of God's name. Through Satguru Sahib Ji's Sangat Nanik Sad Sang Khal Pandit, that Chadju Chior, that was mute and illiterate, he became a great scholar. Kantharamani Ram Ram Mala Hast Uch Prem Tarani. Maharaj, Hari Lal and Krishan Lal say that in Kashi we've heard that there are different types of mala. Like the Namtaris wear a cotton mala. Some other people wear a Rudrakshi mala. Some people wear a pearl mala. Some Khalsa Gursikhs wear a Sarbalo mala. Which mala should we wear? Kantharamani Ram Ram Mala. When Simran develops into your kant means your vocal cord, your throat, your breath. So when Simran goes from Vaikri, from your tongue, and then it finds a place inside of you, you become spiritually elated. Kantharamani Ram Ram Mala Hast Uj Prem Tarni. And there is a sect in India, like even the Hare Krishna sect, if you ever see them performing a mala, a rosary, what they do is they have a little bag, and in that bag they have that mala and they place their hand so people can't see how much Simran they're doing. That is meant to be for them a form of humility. But the truth is, if you're carrying that bag around, then is that not showing off that you're actually doing Simran? So Sadhguru Sahib Ji says that Kantharamani Ram Ram Mala, reciting the mala with every breath, that is your true mala. Kabir Meri Simrani Rasana Upar Ram Hast Uj Prem Tarani. That Hast Uj, that bag that you raised your hand high with, but you say that you are secretly performing Simran. O hai Prem Tarani, performing Simran with Prem. Ji Pade Jo Uttam Salok Udranang Nan Nandani. Maharaj, what if our avastha hasn't got to doing Kanti Simran? What if we are still at the stage where we can only do Simran by repeating it with our tongue? Ji Pade Jo Uttam Salok. With your tongue also recite the greatest composition of the world, Gurbani. Because this idea of the Kanthada Simran being 100 times as great as the Simran done from the tongue, and then the Hirdeda Simran being even more, and then the Nabida Simran being even more, so Vaikri, Madhma, Pasanti and Para Simran, that they are all increasing, that comes from a Vedic notion. If you think in terms of Gurmat, when we all sit together and we do Kirtan loudly, we do Path and we do Abhyas loudly together, sometimes the virtue of Gurbani is so much that Sadh Sangi Jap transcends even the Para Jap that many yogis attempted to attain. So, Maharaj Sahib Ji कहते जीपन जो उत्तम श्लोक उतरणंग नैन नंदनी, that veil upon our eyes that does not allow us to have Anand, Nair Nandani, or Nandani, the daughter of the sea, which is a metaphor for Maya, for Lakshmi. We can become freed of her through performing Simran. Gur mantra heenas jo prani trigant janam prastane. Some people say, where does it say in Gurbani to take Amrit? Gur mantra heenas, those people without the Guru's mantra, those people that have not received the initiation from the Guru. So that is now presently in the form of the Panj Pyare giving Amrit Trigant, not once, but 100 ਵਾਰੀ ਫਿੱਟੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਕਹਿਣ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਲਾਹਨਤ ਬਣਦੀ ਆ, 100 ਲਾਹਨਤਾਂ ਪਾਉਣ ਤੇ ਸੋ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਤ੍ਰਿਗ ਘਾਰ ਬਣਦੀ ਆ। ਅਤਿਅੰਤ endless insult and curses and blemishes on that person. Janam prastan hai, their life is impure. Those people that do not, with having the opportunity, take the Guru's Amrit. Kukra hai, sukra hai, gard peh, kakhe, sarpan hai, tul khalhe. Tul khalhe, that fool is akin to dogs, to pigs, in that way to donkeys, to crows and to snakes. Even all of these juniya have a advantage to them, or they have a virtue, like dogs are very loyal. So each of these have a virtue, but that person is even lesser of a human being than all of these animals. Charanar bind bhajanang ridyang naam tarane. We should focus on Vaheguruji's Charanar bind, their lotus feet, and we should do Simran whilst establishing that Naam, making a place for it in our hearts. Kirtanang Sadh Sangena Nanak Neh Dristant Jamdutane. Whilst performing Kirtan in the Sadh Sangat, or joining ourselves to Kirtan Bhakti through the Satsangat that we attain, we will not have to see the face of the Jamduts, the terrifying angels of death. Nach durlabhang tanang rupang, nach durlabhang swargarajane. It is not a rarity to have lots of wealth. There are always going to be people that are richer than you. Nach durlabhang tanang rupang, and beauty in itself is not a rarity. It's not rare that you may be physically beautiful. Look at peacocks, look at parrots. They also have beauty. Certain snakes are very beautiful. Beauty in the world is not a rarity. Nach durlabhang swargarajanehe. To rule over the world and then even to rule over the heavens is not a rarity. It's not difficult. It is attainable for many different people. History, Hindu history is full of stories. Ik din navan aayi Devi Durgasa. Indar birtha sunai apne haal di cheen lai thukarai sate danavi, that the Danavs, the Dans, have snatched away my kingdom. Lord Indar says to Devi Durga, Nach durlabhang swargarajanehe. That kingdom is always going and coming to new people. Nach durlabhang pojanang binjanang. Great foods and delicacies are not a rarity. There is abundance of them in the universe. Some rich people even feed their pets many different cuisines. Nach durlabhang swach ambarahe. In an age where dogs have clothes, this has always been the case. Even at the time of Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the Mughals would put great silk robes on their dogs. Nach durlabhang swach ambarahe. So these clean white clothes, even animals get them. So fashion in itself is not a rarity. Nach durlabhang sut mitra prat bandhav. Nach durlabhang banita bilasehe. It is not rare to have children. Pigs have 12 children. Mitra, dogs, foxes, all travel in packs. So to have friends is not a rarity. Brothers the same, Bandav, relatives, many species have relations. So there are many different types of monkeys, many different types of birds that are all related to one another, sister and brother species. Nach durlabhang barta bilasah hai. So this physical relationship that you have with your spouse, with your partner, that isn't a rarity. All of the 84 lakh June, or much of the 84 lakh June, procreates and goes through the same sensation. A Mahapurush once explained to me that the reason that Kaam is such a prabal visha, that Kaam, lust, is so strong and so innately programmed inside of us, is because the majority of Junes that we went through, each June had that lust as a sanskar. Nach durlabhang banita bilasah. Because we experienced lust in nearly every life form, for that reason it becomes such a strong and key factor in our psyche that we are innately born with. Nach durlabhang vidya prabhinang, nach durlabhang chatur chanchalehe. It is not a rarity to be educated. People are great academics. Nach durlabhang chatur chanchalehe. Lots of people are skilled and very agile and fast, like we gave the example of monkeys before. Monkeys are very clever and very fast. वो बहुत चंचल भी हुंदे आ. दुर्लभं एक भगवान नाम है नानक लब्धिं साध संग कृपा प्रभं. The only thing that is rare in the world is Vaheguruji's name, that Simran. And we can only attain that through Sadh Sangat, through sitting in the Sangat, or the Sangat of great Mahapurush. Or there are three things that are rarities in the world. Ek Bhagwan Naam hai, one, the name of God. The second, Sadh Sangat. And the third, Kirpa Prabhang, God's grace and mercy. Jat kat hai tat hai dristang swarg mart payal lok hai. Wherever a Brahmajnani looks, whether that is in the heavens, whether that is on the earth or the underworlds, Sarbatar Ramanango Bindehe Nanik Lep Chepna Lipyate. O Kan de vich Vaheguru Vyapak nu dekhde a. They can see Vaheguru permeating everywhere. Maharaj, if Vaheguru is everywhere, does he become virtuous with the saints, and does he become a sinner because he lives inside of the sinners? Maharaj says, no, Nanik Lep Chepna Lipyate. He is not afflicted with the blemish in any way of sin. नानक लेप छेप ना लिपते उसते कदे दाग ते दोष कोई लिमाए मान हुंदा ही नहीं है. बिखिया पे अंत अमृतंग drusta sakha swajrehe. Poison becomes nectar. Poison becomes amrit. It's like if someone slanders a saint, that makes no difference to them. But literally, bikya payant amritang. Sant Aya Singh Ji Hutti Mardan Wale was tried. People attempted, their own sevadars attempted to poison them on 3 separate occasions, but that poison had no effect on them. Tessa Amrit Tessi Bik Khati, Sant Baba Ishwar Singh Ji Rada Sahib Wale took cyanide. They ingested cyanide to prove that for a Jivan Mukt, none of these things, poison or nectar, they are one and the same form. Bikya Payant Amritang Drusta Sakha Swajanaha. And your enemies become your greatest friends. Dukhang Payant Sukhyang. Sorrow becomes happiness. Papitang Tan Nirpayang Nirpayahe. So fear in itself becomes fearlessness. Than Behun Bisram Namang Nanik Kirpal Har Har Guruhe. When Guru Sahib does that kirpa, when Guru Sahib bestows their mercy, at that time, Than Behun, a person without any house, a person that is homeless without shelter, Nimaniya de man Thamyan de Tham Than Behun Bisram Namang, that person gets the house, the Bisranti, the peace, the shelter of God's name. Sarva Seelang Mamang Seelang Sarva Pavan Mama Pavanahe. Bhakti taur te sarv seelang mamam seelang. Sadhguru Sahib Ji, as you gave peace and you gave shanti to the Bhagats of the past, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਇਸੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਸਰਬ ਪਾਵਨ ਮਮ ਪਾਵਨ ਹੈ, like Ajamal was a great puppy, like Valmik was a thief, like Ganika was a prostitute, and Maharaj, you made them into pure saints. Sarb pavan mama pavan hai. That purity that you give to the whole universe, give that purity inside of me as well. Sarb kartab maman karta. Maharaj, as you completed the jug of Kabir Ji, as you ploughed the fields of Tanna Bhagat, as you built the hut yourself of Namdev Bhagat, Sarb kartab maman karta. Please do my task also. My task, my mission is to unite with you. Nanak lep chep na lipyate. In that way, Vaheguru is without any blemish of the universe. On a Gyan level, that was the Bhakti Arth. On a Gyan level, Sarva Seelang Mamam Seelang. That Atma, that Vaheguru inside of me is the one that is giving serenity, tranquility to the whole universe. Sarva Pavan Mama Pavana hai. That Vaheguru that makes the whole world pure is inside of me. He is my Atma Sarup. Sarva Kartab Mamam Karta. That Vaheguru that is managing the affairs, the tasks of the entire universe. That Vaheguru is inside of me and he is without blemish or blame in any form. Neh Sheetalang Chandra Devah, Neh Sheetalang Bhavan Chandane. In the world, people say that sandalwood is very serene, is very cool. If you grind sandalwood and then you apply that paste on your forehead, the sensation is a bit like Vicks rub that is very cooling. Neh Sheetalang Chandra Deve, but at the end of the day, sandalwood is wood, and if sandalwood is dry and you rub it together, that can cause fire. So how can people say that Chandra sandalwood is actually cool when it has this property of fire inside of it? Neh Sheetalang Chandra Deva hai, Neh Sheetalang Bhavan Chandana hai. So that was sandalwood. Neh Sheetalang Chandra Deva hai. The moon itself is said to be very serene and very cool and peaceful if you look at it. But those people that are suffering from the anguish of separation, of Vishoda, they look at the moon and they are troubled because they remember the beauty of their loved ones. Neh Sheetalang Sheetarutten Nanak Sheetalang Sad Swajanah. Cold weather in itself is not actually cold, because if you have a temperature, if you are scorching from inside, then no matter how cold it is outside, you are still burning inside your own body. So that cannot bring true coolness. Nanak Sheetalang Sad Swajanah. If there is something that is serene and peaceful in this universe, then Sad Sangat Ji, that is Sad Sangat, coming into the Sad Sangat. Sad Swajanah, the great Mahapurush, the true friends of all Gurmukhs, Mitra Sadare say Sad Swajanah. They have that tasir, they have that nature of being very cool and serene. So आओ बड़े प्रेम दे नाल दो पंक्तियां पढ़ के समाप्ति करिए जी। होइयां एक नहीं अनंत प्रकार दियां भुल्लां गलतियां अनजान बच्चे समझ करके क्षमा कर लेनियां। आओ बख्शो असीस, पंक्तियां पढ़ करके समाप्ति जी। नह शीतलंग चंद्र देव है, नह शीतलंग बावन चंदन है, नह शीतलंग शीत रुत्तेण नानक शीतलंग स्वजन है। May Sadhguru Sahib Ji bless and baksh all of us with the Mahatma of the Katha, Bhai Jagraj Singh Ji's family and all the Sevadars of basics of Sikhi, and all of the Guru Sangat may take benefit from this Katha. Sadhguru Sahib Ji Kirpa Karan Bade Prem Nal Fateh Bulao Ji। Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh।